Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Infrastructure. And Minister, along with many of my colleagues, I can assure you I had a fabulous time at the International Power Match, which was hosted in Chatham, Kent. Yes. And I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the hundreds of volunteers who worked tirelessly to make it such a success. Now, yesterday the Premier's speech made reference to all that our government for the people is doing to assist small, rural and northern communities. Would the minister please elaborate on the legislation he will be introducing later today and how it will help people of rural Ontario?
Very good.
Minister of Infrastructure.
Well, thank you very much for that great question. I'd first like to thank the member for her kind words of hospitality regarding her enjoyment at the International Ploughing Match yesterday. I'm extremely grateful, as I said earlier today, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to have showcased my riding of Lambton, Kent, Middlesex, the community of Pancor in the municipality of Chatham, Kent, and to bring attention to the rural issues and the rural way of life for those families. Mr. Speaker, later today, I'm extremely honoured to introduce my first piece of legislation as the Minister of Infrastructure entitled the Access to Natural Gas Act. This legislation will propose to facilitate the expansion of access to natural gas by working with the Ontario Energy Board to develop regulations to expand the private sector's participation in community projects. Speaker, we told the people and businesses in rural and northern Ontario that we intend to expand natural gas. Ontario is open for business. We're going to lower energy costs. Promises.
Thank you. Stop the clock. Start the clock. Supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, to the minister, earlier this morning you mentioned that this proposal will allow further expansion of natural gas driven by the private sector. Now, given that the Access to Natural Gas Act proposes to enable further expansion of natural gas projects driven by the private sector, I know that many of my colleagues and people from right across rural and northern communities are keen to hear more about how this program will impact the rural economy and agricultural competitiveness. My question is, how many communities will now be able to access natural gas, and how does this program compare to the previous one?
Good question.
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As the Premier had mentioned at the ploughing match, our new program will allow for 78 communities and 33,000 households to have access to reliable, cost-effective and clean natural gas who previously were dependent on electric heat, propane, oil and diesel to heat their homes. This will help to make life more affordable for many families and will help to reduce costs for new and existing businesses in Ontario, helping to fulfill a key commitment that our government has made to the people of this province. For example, this program will help rural and agricultural communities by providing farmers with more opportunities to leverage modern technology to grow food and provide support for a booming greenhouse industry. This program will provide more communities with reliable access to clean natural gas in a cost-effective way to minimize the burden on the taxpayer. While the previous Liberal government limited private sector innovation and efficiencies, our government will listen to the real experts, the people of Ontario, and partner with.
Thank you.